Welcome to the TMC Newsroom. Thank you for watching us today. My name is Rich Tehrani. We are at Interrupt New York 2010. It's day 2 of the show. On our program is Patrick Sweeney. He is the VP of Product Management at SonicWALL. Patrick, how are you?
I'm doing pretty well.
So tell me a little bit about SonicWALL. What's up? What's happening?
So lots of good things going on in the marketplace today that are very exciting in the realm of both security and productivity, really. And that's a little bit about why we're here today. We're talking about today that there's a new generation of firewalls coming out, new generation of security. What's nice about it, it's not just cost center type stuff. It's about what the firewall can do for you to make your company more productive.
So what are some of those things that the firewall can do?
Well, you know that good firewalls have the ability to inspect packets as they come through, and they're looking for things. They're looking for the bad stuff. They're looking for the viruses, the Trojans, the malware, and all that kind of stuff that vexes your network environment. But if you're looking for the hard stuff, how hard, and you can find it, how hard should it be for you to look for the good stuff, the things that are productive? Like, you have applications that are vital for your network, right? Shouldn't it be logical that the actual firewall can identify all those applications as they're moving across your network, whether it be from the LAN side or coming in from the WAN? And if they can identify them, wouldn't it be smart if you could visualize exactly what the applications are coming in and even go further than that? Wouldn't it be really clever if what you could do is group these applications and saying, you know what, for me, my company, what applications are the most relevant, important applications? Can I bandwidth prioritize those? So that if my company uses Oracle or Siebel or Salesforce.com and things like that, webified applications coming over the WAN, shouldn't I be able to give them prioritized bandwidth and then limit things like games or certain aspects of social media from consuming that bandwidth? That's what we're really talking about. There's a very big paradigm shift in the industry today.
Well, video especially. Video is sucking up bandwidth like crazy.
And that's actually a great example because today the only ways that you'd actually be able to deal with that is by port and protocol, right? You'd say, video is killing my bandwidth, so I'm going to limit it. But that's actually not necessarily wise because your company may actually use different video training sites. So YouTube as a webified application shouldn't be viewed as the exact same thing as, say, a video conferencing application or a training site application. Right. So what you want to be able to do is get granular with your policies. I want to be able to say what applications and what webified applications are really important to me and allocate more bandwidth for those things and then create groups of objects that are really applications that are not important to me and restrict those or block them entirely. Blocking entirely is usually not as valuable as actually being able to simply constrain the bandwidth for less important applications on my network.
Now, Moore's Law is having an unbelievable effect on technology, and just 3 or 4 years ago, we couldn't even do some of these things because we just didn't have the processing power to deal with deep packet inspection and some of the other things that are taking place in these boxes. But the question is, bandwidth seems to be on a tear as well. I mean, corresponding to Moore's Law from what we're seeing. What I'm trying to ascertain is that do we ever hit a bottleneck again, or does Moore's Law always keep ahead of the bandwidth, or do we just keep throwing more boxes at the problem if we consume a lot of bandwidth?
So I think you really do get ahead of Moore's Law in terms of there is a huge amount of consumption of bandwidth, but it actually, what's exacerbating that is that there's 6 or 7 really big trends going on in the industry today that is threatening in a way to overwhelm that WAN bandwidth, which is why you need really smart technologies like next generation firewalls. You've got consolidation of network infrastructure. You've got virtualization, which is like the biggest trend happening in years and years to improve efficiencies. You've got cloud, which are products of those other two things. You've got mobility and the consumerization of IT. You've got converged communications, and you've got Web 2.0. And all these things mean that so much more bandwidth is required because you're moving infrastructure out from behind your network out into the cloud. So how do you deal with that? And like you said, is bandwidth really keeping up? And the key is there's going to be discontinuities in all these areas. And what you want to do is you want to utilize smart technologies at your gateway to make sure that as there are these disequilibriums in the marketplace and these huge expanses of consumption or required bandwidth, that you act smarter. You just don't keep opening bigger pipes. Right. You don't pay $12,000 a month for pipes. You want to simply say, the applications that are critical to me, prioritize those. The things that are not critical to me, limit those. And that's what we do. That's what as a company, we're very focused on giving that productivity as well as the security, because everything coming in from these sites have to be scanned. And intrusion prevention, anti-spyware, anti-malware, spyware, whatever it might be, you got to stay in control of this environment simultaneously.
What do you do dealing with URL shorteners? I mean, I guess you see where they resolve to at some point, and then you determine whether that's a malicious site.
We actually, our company has quite a bit of technology and has quite a bit of lab research that continuously goes out. It has all the reputation-based analysis. We've got all the specific scanning of what those websites are actually communicating down to the requesters. And what we do is we make sure we have a very comprehensive security environment so that it's the reputation of the environment that you're getting information from. It is the actual contents that's actually in the packets. And we make sure that we've cleaned those against the highest standards that you've set in your company.
Fantastic. Well, thanks for being on the program today, and good luck keeping our network safe and secure.
Thank you very much.